get all the information off of, so you can build up your first project using software. And you can see the ability to use software to make all kind of neat and fun things. So we do use the reference right here. What you doing? What you doing? I really want to highlight this website. This is such a crucial part of the mix. Once you get this, you got the bulk of it. Guys, grab your laptops. Don't be afraid to join in the project. Download the software. Use the notepad that comes with your computer. And today, subscribe and follow if this is your first time checking out the cast. We definitely want anybody and everyone to be a part of the project. Microsoft Development Network, you want to use a reference guide for HTML. And the first 26 bars is what I call them. Markup to annotate, I've got it right here. You'll find it on the website, but it's right here. We're going to start with these. Very useful to just write them down on a piece of paper and kind of look at them and ask yourself, what are they? What do they do? What does each one of these do, and how do they make a difference in the structure of my web page using HTML? Guys, I'm trying to get 10 followers today. 10 follows if you can. Follow, subscribe, check it out. Link it in. Do whatever you gotta do. The head element, HTML element, contains machine readable information. Metadata, machine readable information when you put the head code in it.
Awesome. Well then, you're just a bitch-ass cray.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right?
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water.
Alright guys, this is our first little bit of code. We want to write this code down for the heading. We're going to use this code directly over on the GitHub site to just get the project a little lift and get it going. I'm going to write this code down by hand, and then I'm going to program it into the web page on GitHub. Why by hand? I could copy and paste it to Notepad, but using your hands is what it's all about. Plus it makes the information more tangible. I think when you take time to write the code down on a piece of paper and kind of look at it and ask yourself, what all can I do with it? Because discovering what you're capable of doing with the code is really where it's fascinating. It's not just reading it. Just kind of figuring out, okay, if I put this with that and that with the other, what can I get out of it? And you see they have some real interesting language here with equal signs, quotations, dashes, and hyphens, capitalization, and you want to keep all of this in mind as we write out the first bit of code on a piece of paper. You want to write the greater than sign or the less than sign, put the text in between the middle. That way you can also see in what direction the information flows. For example, you have the DOCTYPE, which is it has the metadata in it, tell the machine that we're doing HTML5 right off the top. As soon as we put that DOCTYPE in there with the exclamation in front of it, so with this code right here, when we're just starting out, we want to write it by hand. Just to get used to seeing it, by slowing down enough to spell it out. I'm on meta character. So we have to ask, what is UTF-8? What are all these different parts that we're writing down with the backslash and the greater than sign? When you look at the meta character set equals quotation mark UTF-8, that's a lot of information packed in there. And as a programmer, you do want to know what that information means. So I say take your time, slow down enough to just write it out by hand like I'm doing, each part of this code. And that way you get more familiar with it on a personal level. And you're not actually remembering it. You're just seeing it. You recall it when you have more of a touch and feel with it. Like playing any game, like playing chess, playing basketball, playing tennis. I think this gives you the touch and the feel of it when you write each part out with your hand. With equals device minus the width. Isn't that neat? Quotation, backslash, greater than sign. Write every part of it out. The title. We're going to write the title. I probably should have another camera on my hands. I could do that. Says my test page. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to call it our test page. Got title. So far we got the DOCTYPE, we got HTML and the language, we got an opening head tag, we have the meta character set, we have the meta name with the viewport, content with the width equal to the device width and title. And now we're going to close that. We're going to create an element called the head tag by just closing it out. After that, we're going to open up a tag called the body. Right? And in the body, we're going to put something nice. Here they suggest an image. I'm not going to do an image yet. I'm going to just leave that open. And I'm going to create the body element by putting the closeout tag. And I'm going to make the whole element live by closing out the HTML document with the backslash. Now again, I write it on paper just so I can get more familiar with it. As you can see in the text right here, all the information for the DOCTYPE and each part of the opening and closing tag of the head is right here. Definitely want to take your time, slow down enough to read it, because you'll be able to build amazing, useful things with these different tools. guys, don't forget to follow and subscribe. Today is my subscribe-a-thon. I'm trying to get up to 10. What a huge number. Push me up to 10 if you don't mind. It's hip-hop and code. We are just getting it in, understanding all the little elements that people use to make software. Software is combining code, combining the HTML with the CSS and JavaScript and then other types of code that can make mechanics move or store information in data. Eat your fruities. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and follow. I'm going to keep saying it until I have it. I need this to happen. Slow and easy look at becoming a software engineer. Not hard to do. It's not a mystery. You gotta look at it. See how you can become a part of it. I'm gonna take the time to show you because I think you should. A lot of money on the line too. I don't think we need to talk about that. We need to talk about just having fun with building and creating things. Using our hands in complex and creative ways.
Shop back to school deals with
Get them back to school deals, baby. Shop them. What time is it? 10:46. All right, guys, it's 10:30. Do I get a 20-minute break? 10:37. I see you back at the top of the hour. Don't forget to come back. We're going to start by using the code that we just reviewed, and here is most of it. We asked a few questions. What does the meta character set UTF-8 mean? And here it is. This element sets the character set your document should use to UTF-8, which includes most characters from the vast majority of written languages. So the character set in UTF-8 is the characters from the vast majority of written languages. And isn't that interesting to know as far as the meta character set? And as soon as you put that little bit of code in there, that it has the majority of written languages characters just pulled out of the web page. And this is the thing that's really exciting about software engineering, is when you find out the little nuances, and then it's like you're not even remembering it, you're just recalling it because you know what it does for you. So character set equals quotation mark UTF-8 quotation mark with a greater than symbol tells me that the majority of the written languages is going to the characters is probably going to be available on my web page if I put that on there. And that's easy to recall if you think of it that way. Work with me. Alright guys, time for me to take a lunch or early breakfast, or I'm just taking a break because I'm doing well. But I want you to take the time to go to the Microsoft Development Network, Microsoft Development Network's web doc page. Start there so you can be introduced to code. You can be introduced to the HTML code that we will use to build a social media app together. And this will be probably the most fun you'll have while you're in school, or while you are out of school or working or doing whatever it is you're doing. Okay, we'll learn how to add different parts and different pieces a little bit at a time and grow the project. So let's go up here. Again, you should have your GitHub account. Here is mine, where you should be able to find me online at the digital and we're going to work on this project together. This should be a lot of fun. And yep, it's a little risky project, but who doesn't like to do something that might cost you something? Alright, you got me there, and we do know we got hosting for the project, so the more we do, the better it's going to do. Alright. We are going to be adding some code pretty soon to wonders and branches. It says HTML5. This branch is up to date with the name. Allow it. Let's keep. I'm going. Just gonna set it up. Where'd you go? Come back. Where'd you go? Just had a moment. Put myself together. About the UTF-8. Notice on this one it has the backslash, but on US English. we got test page. Caps all the same, which is really important. You got to keep that in mind. That could mess your code up, and you got to keep that in mind. This is what it's a little bit tedious, and that's why we will use the VS Code
Texas,
platform.
are you ready to spend less and save
Yes,
bigger?
I am. I'm ready to make more, so I can spend more. Who wants to spend less? That's crazy.